I mean, you can start. It's a ballad, right? So,
Yeah, well, do we want to practice it together?
Do you play an intro or you want to count it off?
Oh, we gotta play an intro. Notes. So
yeah, but I corrected it.
Let's take it from the beginning. Okay. 1, 2, I'm used to different changes there.
What do you D flat major?
What is it?
It's a D flat major.
I usually do a chromatic thing there.
That's not good. All I did was put A and G before the. I like. Wait. Well, I can just not play the A and
You did that A.
Yeah, but I can just do G. Sure.
Right, okay.
You don't have to do that though. Whatever you want.
Play the melody there again on the D flat. Up from the E flat.
From the E flat? Okay. Ready, go. octave starting at that C.
But yeah, from E, that E flat, let's try that.
Okay.
3, 4.
Firmly open the door, although it's closed.
You'll be letting the AC out.
I'm letting the people in.
Maybe any day that's a day.
What?
Maybe any day that's a day.
Like, how much you're gonna spend for the AC for the,
What's he saying? How much you gonna spend?
He's saying I don't give a shit what you think.
I mean, it's not what I read.
It's my interpretation. That's what he should say. I agree.
Yo, since there's no one here, can I use my
Of course.
You, Andrew, make sure this doesn't fall.
Yeah, I usually move this thing out the way so I lay the face down.
It's okay, you don't have to.
You sure? Got it?
I mean, if people suggest it, you
Somebody invites you to something.
yeah, you have to say yes.
Oh,
I didn't say no, I just said it's okay.
okay, I got you.
He doesn't drink alcohol.
I'll get, what do you normally have? FDA, right?
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Ah, really?
No, I'll get it.
Oh shit, I mean, you're corrupt.
This is.
He's like, I don't want to go I just want to enjoy the show.
Yeah, we started.
I'm in no rush. The calibrating is like very nice. See you guys calibrating.
Yeah, how did you
You're
see
gonna
you?
lead the way. I didn't hear about it. I just woke up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm looking at you guys and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I love jazz. I just love music. That's real. You know what I'm saying?
it's taking.
For like a sample.
You get to see live instruments. Nobody plays fucking live instruments.
You want me to hang it outside?
We have a jam session actually, so.
No, it's supposed to be such a previous show.
Later in the night. People make it outside.
We'll get it's not like
We'll start in a little bit. It's a premiere drum set, premiere artist here. It was like a medium range, you know, like not like not the beginners, but like in between drum set. I think from the 2000s or something. It sounds great. The cymbals are mine. The cymbals are old K new stamp 20-inch cymbal, right, and then 18-inch old K new stamp. I think it's 70s or something. And then hi-hat is an old Paiste 602 from the 60s. It's really, really nice.
So harmonica.
Yeah, that's nice. This little now Pearl, like all these brands have really nice. Like the cheap drum sets are really, really good nowadays. It's like you can buy like a set for like $500 and it's like it sounds great. If you put like nice drum heads on it, Remo or like Ambassador or something, it sounds great. You don't have to spend a lot of money on drums. Cymbals is a different thing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Yeah, I also have Patreon, you know, with PDFs and everything. You're also welcome to subscribe there. We're just waiting for the people to come in. There are already a couple of people, and we're going to start very soon. So yeah, if you want to ask me something, now is the time. So let me turn around. So that's my drum set. See the beautiful, beautiful cymbal. And then this one. See, I don't know what this stripes are in this record. It's a Paiste. And then I wrote the music, as you see. Some music I wrote for today. Hey, how are you? Todo bien. ¿Y tú? Todo bien. Es muy calor ahora, ¿sí? Yeah, it's very hot here today. It's crazy. Okay, we're going to start very soon. Please keep it my subscribers and my other audience. Please stay a little bit. We're going to start in a second. Okay? I mean, never let me go in the middle. Which never let me go in the middle. Then this is. We can start with CTA maybe. Or end with CTA, whatever. Yeah.
Why don't we start with yours?
Let's start. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm jump. Let's start with I'm jumps.
Really, but that's the only one.
Yeah, we're deciding on the set list. So we're still hoping people come. Nice. I play rock too. I play everything. Yeah. It's good to play everything. Because you know you get different language from different styles of music. You know?
Okay, and when do we start?
Okay. We'll start.
Sorry, y'all.
No, it didn't start yet. Okay, so we're going to start. I like your shoes. Nice.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, who's going to open the door? Nobody?
Did you guys throw away the block? There used to be
Oh,
this
I
wooden
just
block.
put my USB-C. I don't know where they put it.
You're downstairs.
Ah, from the door.
I mean, can we just?
Too heavy.
The problem with me is I don't know when to stop. You feel it already, right?
Yeah, I do.
Is it such a good idea that we can replace it?
That's okay.
He's like floating in the United States, now you're floating in the ocean.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Imagine if I was on shrooms, it just.
Yeah, I know.
You guys play music, you think you guys, you're Illuminati, you're like trying to take over the fucking soul.
Maybe don't do it.
You look like you're about to go Beethoven on motherfuckers right now.
I feel like I'm outside right now. Alright, let's do this stuff. Don't scream. It's not summer.
Sorry, guys, I'm sorry.
So hot in the summertime, but it's my little half jacket.
We're about to go live. We've got TikTok famous.
Up Jump Spring by Freddie Hubbard. This is the Woodsiders Collective coming to you tonight from Chalk in Woodside. After this very well-known standard, a little waltzy dance named Uptime Spring. Upjump Spring. We'll play The Forest Dreams, and this one's brand new, written by our drummer Ilya Dunov. Once again, follow us on Instagram, The Woodsiders Collective, and stay in the loop about our gigs.
Let's do the first dream. Ya, ¿no puedo hablar?
Forest Dream.
Sorry for that.
It was.
Yeah. We'll continue with the ballad, yeah?
I don't know, I thought that was a letter.
There's his shots.
I thought it was a number, but it's a chord.
Yeah, I would. You want a shot?
Yeah.
Man, my eyes, man.
Guys, there's no way you
I'm like,
can
did I
jazz
write-
musicians if you don't fucking at least take one fucking shot.
I'll do
What the fuck
one.
is that about?
Yeah, me too.
I'll do one with you. Yeah, you buy us some, huh?
3 of us, that's one.
One?
Yeah, it's not in my. It's not in the drink tab though. It's yours.
Hey, kiddo.
Oh yeah.
You, right?
I'll have one. Yeah.
No, not you.
Me neither.
Not you.
I'll have a tonic water.
3, 4, 5. Because he's looking at me like, give me a shot, please. 2. Gotcha. So 5 shots. 5 shots of, yeah, it's like tequila, whiskey.
Tequila sounds good.
Tequila sounds
Yeah.
good. Alright.
Feels fine. Thank you.
You have 1942? Alright, let me get 5 shots of 1942.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
What's up, Yuki?
Meanwhile, we will continue with the ballad. This one's called Never Let Me Go.
Hey, no, we're taking
Oh, we gotta check the shots before the ballad?
Because you guys are gonna be like this. You're gonna start playing the music like this. Once a little bit of alcohol kicks in, and then you're like, let's fucking play, guys.
Okay, do we have to wait?
Whatever you want. Whatever you
No, let's do it. Let's play. Let's play.
Are the shots coming?
Impressive.
No, they wanna play fast.
Sorry, like that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like a nice bottle.
You guys are always.
Looks like a nice bottle.
But that we should play.
Yeah.
Are we really waiting?
So we're getting our juice out.
Why not?
Everyone's been sweating a lot.
Hope this is gonna be that girl. I'm so sorry.
She's a friend of ours.
Okay.
Great piano player.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll hear her play in a bit, in a little bit.
Alright, fellas.
Energy.
I'll hand these out, okay? Hold on.
Thank you.
Stay there.
You got the gift.
He's not drinking.
Oh, you're
No,
not.
he's not having it.
Oh, yeah.
That's mine, I guess, just open it.
Give it to him.
That's for them.
Oh.
Okay, so, thank you very much. This is our donation. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, New York City.
Right.
Now let's hear it.
And now we'll hear Never Let Me Go. Hit us off, Andrew. That's Andrew McGowan on the piano, by the way.
Take two.
Never let me go.
3 more shots for you guys.
Yeah, I'll do it.
No, no?
Okay, sure. Whatever you guys
It's gonna
want.
open up the music a lot more.
We'll come to our final piece of this
Look at
opening
all my
round.
names.
You want to take
And this one is called, what is it called? What are we playing? What are we playing? CTA. CTA, is that the,
Gentlemen, cheer.
It's Chicago Transit Authority. Eustace.
cheers, Chicago Transit Authority, that's right. And our drummer actually has a tune that's called NJT, but this one's CTA.
Means something different.
Something different.
Really? It's not? I thought it was Chicago.
Enjoy.
It's some.
How was it?
His girlfriend.
Pretty good to kill.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's good.
I thought it was.
It's smooth.
But it's
Don't
was
need
very
lime or
constant.
anything.
Ah.
No salt.
Okay.
Cheers, fellas. Are you already down, Yuri?
It's gonna make you guys feel looser. Now the real jazz is gonna come out.
That's true. More wrong note.
With the real jazz. This is the Woodsiders Collective, by the way. Welcome everybody.
They don't need our more.
Oh, actually, I haven't introduced the whole band, so let me introduce our special guest on the bass is Will Lyle. There, in the morning. And Ilya Dinoff on the drums. It's Andrew the Irish McGowan on the piano.
Marlon!
And Yuto Kanazawa on the guitar. My name is Lucas here. We're the Woodsiders Collective. Finish this set off before opening up the jam session.
You
with
guys describe what's
CTA.
in one.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, we do this every Tuesday. For anyone who didn't know yet, we're here every Tuesday. And in a month, we'll be joined by our saxophone player from Ecuador, actually.
Really?
So come out and witness it.
So fast?
The devil.
Thank you, thank you. This was the Woodsiders Collective opening set. We're gonna take a short break and open the stage up for the jam section for anybody who wants to join us and play. In the meantime, this is the hottest day in the past 5 years, I believe. So cool off
Really
with a
hot.
cold drink.
Like in Arizona or something.
Relax. Relax yourself. There you go.
That was nice. That was nice, bro.
Yeah, you too, bro. Fun.
Oh, no.
Two shots, guys.